All right, hello everybody. My name is Sage, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over if the Sony A6000 is worth it in 2023. First off, I just want to say the Sony A6000 isn't amazing. It's okay, and it's definitely worth the price that you're paying for if you get it at the right deal, but it's not great. I personally believe that this camera is for beginners or if you have a lot of money to spend just for a face cam. This is a face cam that a lot of professional streamers use, such as Pokimane. I want to say Mizkif, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I wanted to start off the video with that. Now let's dive into specs. The kit lens is a 16 to 50 millimeter, starting at 3.5 aperture at lowest and up to 5.6 at the highest. It's definitely not what you want for a lens, especially if you're doing portrait photography. If you're doing landscape, it's pretty good. But the camera itself, the body has a 24 megapixel sensor, which isn't bad at all. Actually, that's what most cameras are. The Sony A7 III that I'm shooting this video on is a 24 megapixel camera, and I have no problems with it. The video capabilities on this thing are pretty good. I would definitely say look at your other options, but for video, this is probably the best camera at the price range. Photography wise, I prefer Fuji cameras. I've picked up a Fuji camera before I had this thing, and personally I liked the Fuji more. They just seem to make really good photography cameras, especially with the colors they bring out and the sensors. I'm also going to show you guys sample photos because it definitely deserves it. So I took this out on a walk the other morning for Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everybody. It's late when this video goes up, but still. And I just wanted to take a couple pictures on this camera since I thought, why not shoot this video? And I'll put them up on the screen right now. As you can see, the camera isn't amazing, but it definitely has a kind of vintage vibe to it. At least the way I was editing the photos, they turned out vintage, but even straight out of the camera, they looked a little dull and a little grainy when shooting on 300 ISO, I believe, or 400 ISO, which isn't high at all. Actually, it's really low. Now let's talk price. So price, you could probably pick up one of these things at $350 to $500, depending on where you're looking. I got mine off of Facebook Marketplace for 375-ish, I believe, which isn't bad at all, especially with the kit lens. But I definitely recommend picking up another lens for cheap, especially vintage lenses. That's another great option. I actually just ordered one. It's going to be on the way pretty soon here. It'll get here in like 2 weeks, and it's a 135 millimeter vintage MD Roker lens, which I'm excited to try out and use. But that's not what this video is. This video is about this baby. So final thoughts. Definitely look around the market and see which one works for you. I definitely would recommend looking at its successors, such as the Sony A6100 or 6400. You could pick up a 6400 for under $1,000 in the current market, which is insane. I've seen total amazing photos and professional work done with that camera, especially with the right lens. Sigma lenses just look amazing on a 6400. So I definitely recommend picking up that instead of a Sony A6000. But if you are trying to ball on a budget, this isn't horrible, especially because it's so small and versatile that you could just bring this everywhere with you. I actually carried it in my pocket the other day on my walk, which just shows that you could take it everywhere with you. If you're looking for a camera that you want to start vlogging with, this camera has great video, but only shoots 60 FPS at full HD, which is 1080p. And it does have no mic jack, so you can't put in a microphone like a Rode or even the microphone I'm using now. You can't use this on this camera. What's up, roomie? That was my roommate. Yeah, so it only shoots 60 FPS, full HD, not at 4K at all, and there's no mic jack. So if you want premium or crisp audio, that's not what you're going to get with this camera. It doesn't sound horrible straight out of the camera, and with a little bit of editing, you can make it sound okay. But I do want to mention that this has this sort of beeping, and I don't know if it's like something with the sensor. Maybe it's just this model that I have or this camera that I picked up, and maybe it's a little buggy, but it doesn't sound great. It actually has a little beep, beep, beep. I don't know how to, I'll actually shoot a video right now with it and show you guys what it sounds like. All right, so I am recording on this camera. I will do a side by side so that you guys could hear the difference. And right now I'll play the Sony A7 III mic, which you're hearing right now. And now we're on the Sony A6000 mic. Just want to show you guys that this mic does have a little beep to it if you don't edit the audio correctly, and I don't like how it sounds. I don't know why it sounds like that, but yeah, that's what this camera sounds and looks like. I'm probably a little dark right now because I don't have the settings on correctly, but yeah. All right, should you buy the Sony A6000 in 2023? Yes and no. If you're looking for a decent camera for a cheap amount, yes. But if you have a little extra money to spend, or you're just on the fence about going overboard on money, I definitely recommend looking into the successors of this camera, such as the 6100, 6300, 6400. Those cameras are great and they have a lot more capabilities than this thing. It does have a built-in flash, which isn't horrible, but it's also not great, especially depending on your shutter speed that you're shooting, and it doesn't have very good low light capabilities. So personally, I would rather go with a Fuji camera, but if you're looking for a good hybrid camera and you do want to start vlogging, this camera isn't bad. It's not bad at all. I hope this video helped you. If it did, make sure to leave a like. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.